my scrappy friends, welcome to my channel. I am working with the March Grow Deeper Roots collection from the Larkindesign store. If you haven't been over to the Larkindesign store, you really need to get over there and check out all of the amazing goodies that she has over there. She has lots of cut files, and each month she comes out with a new collection for digital scrapbooking, and you could also print them out like I do and use them. She has some really fun templates that she's working on, and so I hope that you guys check them out. And if you sign up to get her newsletter so that you know when new stuff comes out, then you also, for the first time, can get 10%, a code for 10% off once you sign up. So with that said, and you can also let her know that I sent you over there to check out her goodies. So I'm working on this traveler's notebook, and one thing that Teresa has is 4x6 and 6 by 4 cards, 4x6 and 3x4 cards. And I believe that this one was a 3x4 card that I took and I made it into a bigger piece. Teresa also has some pieces that are 12x12 too, but this, you can't see it in the video unless unless you have a really big version and you're watching on TV. It actually says "Life is Beautiful," I think, in the watercolor stripes, so it's really, really pretty. This is super soft. So I'm also going to take some of the pieces that come with the collection. There's these flowery elements that are like cut apart and stuff, and I really liked that Teresa has added these. It's super fun. She usually adds some of the floral or like whatever kind of geometric pattern she has going on. She adds some of those elements, and then she has some labels and tags and some stuff like that. So some nice elements that you can easily use in your scrapbooking and just add them to a layout and they match your collection. So awesome sauceum, right? So I'm working in here, and I added some washi tape, and I'm going to keep this fairly simple, but I am going to add just a few mixed media elements because sometimes I have a hard time not adding mixed media. I'm trying to I think I just grabbed some of these papers, but I may have used a few of them for my Love of Homemade Kits kit that I put together at the beginning of the year. I've touched the first kit, but I haven't really made that many. I've been really bad about not getting much scrapbooking done. My life has been super busy. So if you guys are wondering where I am, I'm home. Just haven't been able to get into my craft room as much, but hopefully that will change as the weather gets nicer and the days stay longer. I'll just have a little bit more energy. So yeah, but I really did want to share all the stuff that I made because I know I shared a blog post, so I'll make sure I link below the blog post that I wrote up that showed this layout too, so that you can see the close-up pictures in a non-video form. Sometimes that's always nice. So I'm layering, and I'm using the Stay Colorful, and I got this from the Click Kit store, but you could probably find it other places too. If I remember, I'll link to where I got it from, just so you guys know, but I really like that Stay Beautiful, and the colors work really nicely with this collection. So here I'm deciding to add some mixed media. So I'm going to take some Mod Podge. You could use acrylic matte medium too. That would work just as well. They both, the Mod Podge is a little bit more gluey than matte medium, and I don't know. I have the matte version, so if you have the glossy, it's going to be more shiny. Not that it really mattered, but I'm taking these pieces from that Dear Lizzie paper that had all the triangles, and I am just adding some of those triangles just around, and then I'm going to add a little bit of stenciling on top of those as well. So it'll be really nice, but you won't see a lot of it. I wanted it to be super fine because the photo is of my kids dancing together. We were listening to some music, and my son and my daughter, my youngest and my middle child, though they're all really close in age. But so they started dancing, and they were dancing and spinning each other around, which, you know, they're still at that age that sometimes they just want to like spin in circles, especially my younger son. And so it was just really sweet to see them actually kind of trying to dance. And he was wearing a suit, and she was wearing a cute dress because they like to be all to dress up. And yeah, so it was really cute. It was a fun moment that I actually was able to catch on my really nice camera. So I'm using a mix of whitey tidy shimmers, textures, and some putting on the glitz. And I really like that combo because you get a little bit more translucent from the putting on the glitz, but you get a little bit of that white from, and so it helps mute things, and it really helps give this softness. But I wanted a little bit of that glitter that is synonymous with shimmers, so definitely fun. Now, once this is dry, I am using a pit pen, and I'm just creating some dashes. This is just a fun little way that you can add a little bit of something abstract to your pages without really having to do a whole lot of work, really. I think I thought about using the copper. I'm trying to remember. I think I may have only just used a few copper elements. I used mostly the black. I think I wished that maybe I didn't add so much because it's really easy to go a little overboard. But that's okay because I'm going to layer stuff on here, so you're really not going to notice it. And I am going to pull out some of these Kuretake gold paints. It's the Galaxy collection, and oh my gosh, the golds in these are amazing. If you're looking for an actual watercolor that's not a shimmers product, this is a really good way. It's nice and creamy. They're very gold, and oh, I really love them. So I watercolored on the bits, and I think I'm going to end up adding some gold on the leaves too. I will say you want to make sure you don't use too much water when you're using the cut if you print them out on an inkjet printer, because you will end up with a little bit of black smudging around. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, so I'm just adding a little bit of this. And this is my way of just adding a little bit of mixed media to a project. I mean, you don't have to do a lot to add some mixed media. And I know I say this a lot. I probably sound like a broken record, but really you don't have to add much to have a mixed media spread, and you don't really have to be really super creative media wise to just plop a stencil on a few different sections and it be tone on tone, and it will look awesome no matter how you do it. So that's my little encouragement. So I really have had fun using this collection. I know I'm like on 2 more collections after that now, but it was just a really fun collection. It was really nice and soft with some purples and stuff, and so I did some Project Life that you can see over on their blog, on the blog too. So I'm going to use these copper thickers from Pink Fresh Studio, and they're really thin, but they're really fun. Now I didn't have any ends, so I'm going to use a Z, and I'm going to put it sideways. It looks a little funny, but I don't really care. In some ways, it just kind of really makes that dance spread all the way out, and I'm okay with it. So this is one of those hacks that, you know, if you are uncomfortable with it not being all uniform, then don't do it, and just just find another pair of, I could have found other thickers. Could have found something that was gold or glittery, but I used the copper Dear Lizzie thin washi tape, so I really did want to try to stick with the copper So it's going to say dance it out. And yeah, and I'm layering some stuff. I really liked how this turned out. And I used the doily that was from Spiegelbaum Scraps, but really any doily would have worked. I picked a smaller one since my photo is small. I mean, it's a traveler's notebook spread, so you really can't use a lot of big photo. I mean, you can, but I didn't want a really big photo. So I'm looking through the new collection from Crepe Paper, the Valentine's collection that just came out, last year for Valentine's this year. And I was trying to figure out what to use. There's some really cute elements, but there still are some really big elements. I feel like they need to start going back to using some smaller elements, but I don't know. I guess everybody really likes to use them for layering, which is fun too, but I don't know. It is what it is, right? But I used that word phrase that she had too. So a good mix of her stuff and other elements. And so you can see how using just the stuff on my desk works. Now, so I have these little cloth bows and they're so cute. They're from Hobby Lobby. I think they're the Hobby Lobby brand. I don't go to Hobby Lobby or Michael's very often, but I had been there last year and I picked them out and I have been hoarding them because they're amazing. But it was perfect to use. That blue really helps that tab pop out, and then I just added some really cute buttons that I just glued down. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this. Don't forget to head over to Teresa's store and check out all the cool things that she has. And I will see you guys later. Have a great week. Bye.